Hello, everyone, and welcome to One Shot Onslaught. It's your Dungeon Master, Adam DeWeese here. First off, saying thank you all so much for listening to the show. If this is the first episode you ever listened to, if you're a returning listener, either way, thank you all so much just for listening. We have got a really fun one tonight. We played The Claw of Winter by John Pritchard, and it's kind of our first mystery episode. And I say that only because at the beginning I might fumble a few things and don't do a very good job at how I run the mystery, and you'll probably notice that, but I think as it goes on, I think it gets a little bit better. And all in all, I am extremely happy with how this episode is and the next two. That's right. This was a little bit of a longer episode, or a little bit of a longer session. So we actually are planning on splitting it into 3 episodes. They will be a little bit shorter than usual, maybe about 50 minutes each. But yeah, very fun module, very fun episode. It's one of my favorites. A lot of the names, actually, you know what? I think every one of the names in this module came from our patrons. Our $5 and up patrons get to name NPCs in the episode. So I think everyone, maybe one NPC was by the module. One thing real quick before I let you guys get into the show is I did want to remind you all that at the end of the episode, at the very end, we put in outtakes from the episode that are usually pretty ridiculous, pretty funny, in my opinion. I might be a little biased, but I think we've only mentioned it once before. So I wanted to just give a quick reminder just so you guys don't miss out on those. But yeah, okay, that's enough of me talking. Let's get you all right into the action. It is our last winter episode. Spring has sprung. So for one last chilly episode, let's bundle up for the Claw of Winter. We're in the lobby of the Adventurers Guild. You guys had just come through the front door, and you notice that for the first time ever, the lobby is completely empty. There's no Benny behind the counter. No one's behind the counter.
I'll walk back out.
Wait, hey guys, where's everyone at?
They're probably pooping.
They're probably pooping.
Poopy doo. Where is everyone?
We yell, Betty!
Hello! Where is everybody?
No response.
Where the fuck is everyone?
A few seconds, and there's still no one behind that counter.
I'm gonna run outside real quick and look around. Is there anyone in town?
Yeah, you literally just walked in the door, and you saw plenty of people around the town. It's like midday.
Just no one in the guild.
Yeah, you don't see anybody in the guild.
Inside check.
Investigation, you mean?
Yeah, whatever.
Is there an event we forgot about?
Yeah, go ahead and roll that investigation.
I got a 1.
So what was Lord Snow doing to what exactly were you investigating in the room?
I was sniffing the countertop.
You approach the counter and you get like real close to the countertop. And then all of a sudden you see Benny pop up. Boo! You should see your face, Lord Snow. I saw you guys coming in the window, so I thought I'd pull one of my classic Benny prankaroos on you.
Prankaroo.
And it takes him like a good 30 seconds to finally like calm down. He's like, all right, no. Okay, a serious business time. I do really have one for you guys. I need you all to escort a group of pilgrims up to Huffduff, way up to the north.
Huffduff.
Huffduff. I did not name this thing, you guys. I know it's a weird one, but there's a temple of Chantia up there, and a lot of couples kind of make pilgrimages up there when they're ready to have a baby. They'll go and deliver babies there. They've got kind of the best, paternity needs up there.
Hey, Benny, how are babies made?
Oh, well, it's when a mommy and a daddy really love each other, they wish upon the northern star, and then the mama gets pregnant.
Just like that?
Just like that. You gotta wish really hard, though, to Chantia. And that's why they're making these pilgrimages up there to go and have their babies.
Is it Shantia or Shantea?
Chon, like
Chon.
like chew,
Like Chon.
Tia. Yeah, I sent you guys on this mission. I googled, fantasy googled the pronunciation of this name so that I've really nailed it. So I think I'm doing pretty good on that front. But here I drew you guys up a map. It should get you there easy enough. They like to have these Chantia monks and priestess around. They're really good with taking care of newborns and kind of helping out the whole process. So that's why they want to make this pilgrimage up there. Even though it's been a few years since the whole Huthduth versus the Shade Realm war kind of ended, there's still kind of fears about shades being in the woods. So that's why they hired us to provide an armed guard. So what do you say? I mean, it is going to take you guys a couple days, but it should just be a simple trek there and back. It should be easy enough.
Sign me up.
Yeah, man.
Here's your guys' map, and he hands over his
Wait a
good
minute. Wait.
Yeah? What's up? What's up, Dad?
How much gold?
It's just standard 2,000 gold.
Is it a crayon drawn map? Because I only follow crayon drawn maps.
It is. And you know what? Now that you say that, you think maybe Benny knows that Death is proficient in crayon drawn maps. And maybe that's why Benny's like an expert class cartographer, but he does the crayon maps just so that Death can follow along too. Who knows?
I mean, I can follow along to regular maps. I just prefer crayon.
So Benny says, "Yeah, guys, go on. When you get back, don't worry. I won't spook you again. Just head on and have fun. Have fun. You know what? I don't tell you guys this enough. While you're out there, just have fun. Just get to know each other. Really embrace. It's cold as fuck up there right now, though. So
How are we supposed to have fun in the cold, Benny?
No, it's okay. Winter's almost over, so it might not be that cold. It should be.
I can't breathe in the cold, Benny.
We can make some snow elves, man.
Yeah, you can make snow whales.
Elves.
What?
Snow elves, man.
What?
Snow elves. I was sure you said snow whales. Okay, yeah.
How the fuck are we gonna make snow whales?
Hey, Ted, I was hoping you would tell me that, but guys, I gotta poop really bad, so I'm gonna head back there. You guys, the group of pilgrims are actually right outside. You probably saw them when you walked in. They've just been waiting for you all to show up.
I go outside. I put on my skin suit.
The non-existent skin suit.
I noticed it got left in the podcast last time, so it's
No,
now
it's
a
not.
thing.
I made sure that I always pointed out that it did not happen.
Ted figured out how to the coin that he mints his own.
No.
He launders it through the guild so it gets into circulation.
If you did know how to mint gold, which Ted fucking 100% does not, that would be a good way to. That would be a good way to wash your money.
You need to learn
He
that.
made an indestructible guitar. I'm sure he knows how to mint a coin.
I don't know.
I think so too.
We'll see.
I never said they were real, but they're in circulation with the real coin, so people don't know the difference.
We do need to point out that Ted did not craft the guitar. Hitori Banjo crafted it.
Well, I got the stuff for it.
So that's like, hey, I've got this copper and iron here.
I got you the mats.
It's just gonna. I
Yeah.
got the mats.
I'm in cahoots with someone in the guild, but I can't say who.
Who? Who is it?
I can't say, man.
It's probably Benny. Is it Benny?
I can't say.
You in cahoots with Benny?
All right. So as you guys exit the Adventurers Guild, you do see a group of about 12.5 pilgrims outside, kind of waiting, and they are dressed like pilgrims, like 1,400 American pilgrims.
I'm gonna go ask see if they got some corn. Corn on the cob.
You actually, as soon as you walk out, you see every single one of them, to the last one. You see them all holding an ear of corn. Every one of them. Actually, 2 of them. They're all double fisting corn.
And they're just standing there with corn.
Every last one of them, just
Weirdos.
staring at you guys as you exit. You want some corn?
Yeah, that's a.
I go and I slap the corn out of every single one of their hands
no,
and say,
I want
corn's
to grab
bad
one,
for
man. I'm
you.
hungry.
Get that corn out of my face. Hey, I want a piece of corn.
I go behind Death and I start picking up all the cobs of corn he slapped out.
As soon as Death is making the line down, smacking them out, they're all like pulling from their bag 2 more ears of corn. Like they've got like unlimited ears of corn.
So Death's walking through, knocking them out, and me and Ted are picking them up.
Yes.
Yep, and that's our
Behind
reactions
them.
to the pilgrimage.
Yep.
And after this goes on for a while, Death makes like 3 rounds, and then he sees that they've got infinite corn.
That's a lot of corn.
Baby corns?
You guys finally think that it's probably a good time to head up to. If you guys trek through the whole day, you could probably make it to Huthduth before dark.
Do we still have the big jar of mayonnaise?
Yeah, you do.
Are you gonna put mayonnaise on this corn?
Can we make butter? When you make a bunch of butter, man.
Can you do
Dude,
butter
there's
on
no
that?
butter in mayonnaise, is there? Mayonnaise,
I don't
butter?
think you can make
No,
butter out of,
no.
out of
No,
out
but
of
that
mayonnaise.
jug, you can make like any. You can make poison
Yeah, you can
in
make
it,
anything.
mayonnaise in it. Can you do?
Okay,
butter in it?
I thought Johnny
Okay.
thought that mayonnaise was in butter.
No.
No, because mayonnaise is oil and eggs. There's no dairy in it.
But yeah, this thing does make like any
Liquid type stuff, right?
nearly any. But yeah, it can make butter. So yeah, while you guys are walking, I'm glad you brought this up, Johnny, because you guys have had this really cool jug that I was really excited for you guys to play around with and make like a bunch of mayonnaise and
Never
shit.
used it.
we haven't, but it was a long ass time ago that we
But
got
now
this.
we're making butter.
I
So
think it's
now,
before
yeah.
the podcast we got it.
Yeah, it was. So now, Ted, as you guys are walking north to Huthduth, Ted is buttering all this corn on the way.
Just dipping it in the jug.
just dipping it around the jug. No, the jug works by you have to like pour it out. It's got like a bunch of different corks all around it, and each cork makes a different substance. So there's like a butter cork.
So he just got it flipped upside down. He's just dipping all the corns in it.
Yeah.
And he's lathering me up in butter too.
And you guys continue on to this path down to the Huthduth city.
Huff Duff.
Huthduth.
Doth.
THTH.
Okay, oh.
HUTHDUTH. And as you guys make it a couple hours out of town, the snow really starts to pick up. Even though winter is dying off now, this far to the north, it's still it is cold, it is snowy. And in the high mountains, it's kind of easy to lose the path. The storm horns, which the wild mountain range that borders Huthduth, lives up to its name. These high winds and wet, bone-chilling snow have made it kind of slow for you all to walk through, and the path is this like slurry of freezing mud. The mountainous landscape is just this searing white that is broken only by these small rocks and hardy pine trees. A handful of the weird pilgrims, you can't even like see them. They're disappearing into these bundles of furs. As you finally break ahead, the trail in front of you starts to clear up a little bit, and there's like a calm in the storm. And while the sun's still high, you all take a short break and eat a little bit of your trail rations, corn. It's strictly corn. As the pilgrims are kind of nervously huddled around this little fire that they've built. And after a brief rest, you head further north, continuing on the trek, walking a few more hours before you spot it. The village of Huthduth huddles at the foot of this imposing stone structure, the monastery of Chantia. Curious locals and monks are all staring at your group of kind of ragtag pilgrims, and then you four as you make your way through the narrow, muddy streets. The doors of the monastery are open, and you see a line of pilgrims and visitors all stretching from the main door to the outer gates. So it's like a small town, And then the monastery is like a third of the size of the town. It's massive. And the monastery has its own like outer gates ringing it. And it's got this long line of the pilgrims leading out from the main doors. And as you guys approach the gates, a priestess at the main doors actually calls you four over. And she says, my name is Anastasia Lorabelle. I'm the abbess of this monastery. And your arrival is clearly the bounty of the goddess. We are in need here. Could you four come inside? I've got a bit of a situation that I'd rather keep private.
Sure, I'll come inside. But there's gotta be something in it for me.
Yeah, I'm aware that I'm sure you guys probably already got your pay situated with whoever hired you to guard these people, but and at that moment you do see like the pilgrims, they're kind of, you see them like hugging each other, kind of bidding each other farewell. You see a few of the pilgrims go and join this line that's along the monastery, and then you see a few of them head into town instead. I promise, I know your guys' time is valuable. I'll make it worth your while. We have a pretty urgent matter that it's Chantia's blessing that you all made it here in time. I'll explain it all as we go. Could you please follow me?
Guys, do you want me to check out this monastery while you guys go talk with her?
Oh, no, she's trying to get you guys into the monastery, actually.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So the pilgrims are like lined up outside of the monastery. She's the abbess of the monastery, Anastasia, and she's trying to get you guys to come in to show you guys something.
Yeah, I definitely want to go check that out. Right behind you.
And she just turns and starts walking in the monastery. And as you guys walk into the monastery, you see that it is you see cold light filtering in through these large windows that are lining this enormous central sanctuary. And the air is filled with this sound of kind of muttered prayers. You get this kind of pungent scent of blood, medicine, herbs, and sweat kind of all mixing together in the air. And surrounding a central dais are dozens of robed monks kneeling in prayer. The focus of their attention is a bed where an old man lies unconscious. That is, you see a couple of the monks kind of like tending to him. And around the beds are small tables with these vials of medicinal smelling concoctions that are tinted in rainbow colors. And Anastasia gestures and says, yeah, the High Harvest Master is very ill. His time to rejoin the Mother is pretty near, but we'll let the monks take care of that. I need to speak with you about something in the garden. Just follow me right this way.
Is this privately?
What?
Is this privately? Is with all of us?
So she's leading all four of you guys. She's telling you she needs to show you guys something in the garden. So the High Harvest Master, which you guys would know to be like the main, like the head of the church, like the main priest guy, is surrounded by these monks, and he looks really bad off. He's super sick looking, but they seem to be kind of just giving him this medicine to kind of ease his pain. But she wants you all to follow her to the garden.
Ironclaw's definitely sketched out, and he's stroking his beard.
Can I perception check this chick?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
8 plus 10.
So Ted, as you're following her she's still walking to the garden, expecting you for it to follow. But Ted, as you're kind of looking around the room, you see that those potions and vials that are arrayed in like rainbow colors, you see that you can make out like a few labels on them even, and you see that they are indeed herbal remedies. A few of them are pain relievers. A few of them are like curative. Just by a quick look at the name, that stands out to you. And you also notice that the High Harvest Master looks. You see him laying on this table and surrounded by these monks, and he does just look. You don't see like stab wounds or anything. He does just look old. He just looks drained.
Oh.
He just looks ill. He looks bad. He looks bad off. Yeah. So she leads you all into the garden. And from here, it's open to the sky. There's no roof in here, and snow's falling again. And as the abbess leads you to this small private garden away from the main pathways, the earth here is mostly like hard and barren. And you see a wheelbarrow that's overturned, its contents thrown about the scene. And you see Anastasia kind of look around to make sure that it's just you four and her. And she points to this canvas that's covering something on the ground. And she says, just see for yourself, please. Go ahead and investigate as fully as you want. You can ask me any questions you need. Just be quick about it. We don't want anyone to find out about this. Who wants to lift up the canvas?
I'll do it. Death will do it.
As Death walks up and picks up one of the corners of the canvas covering, you see a pale arm and hand extend. And you see these lifeless, delicate
Fireball it.
fingers clutching a small black disc. So everyone go ahead and roll me an investigation check, and we'll see what kind of clues. This is the first time we've ever run like a murder mystery like this, so it's going to be a little not too good probably on my part.
19.
Nat 20 over here.
Oh my god.
22.
But plus whatever's. What is it? Perceptions?
17.
Oh my god, no one rolled below a 17. Fuck me. Alright, I'm trying to think of enough clues.
27 to be exact.
I want to give you guys each something.
So I have a question. Do you, without reading the word, do you call it a wheelbarrow or wheelbarrow?
Wheelbarrow.
Barrow, son.
No.
What's wrong with you?
With an O.
No one ever calls it a wheelbarrow. It's wheelbarrow.
I make
It's a
sure
barrel.
when I say it that I say wheelbarrow.
Barrow.
I have never heard anyone say a wheelbarrow.
After I found out about it, that's what
So
I
I
say
go
now.
grab that
Barrow,
wheelbarrow.
man.
I'm like, okay, it's a wheelbarrow.
Alright, so Death, you are kind of investigating the body. You notice that this is a youngish, golden-haired woman wearing pilgrim's robes. But even though she's wearing this simple clothing, you can tell by her kind of features that she is noble-born. She's kind of got those, it's hard to explain, but this far to the north, in this area of the world, the nobles all have these prominent features, and they kind of stick out to you. Ironclaw, you notice that that object in her hand, as you kind of pick it up and look at it, you realize that this is a stone that is the sign of the evil goddess Shar, the goddess of loss, and is carried by worshippers of Shar.
It's a stone, huh?
Yeah.
Am I able to investigate this further? Because I'm proficient in stone.
No, I gave you like all you could know about
All
it.
right,
It's
all
a
right.
symbol of that goddess. Lord Snow, you realize that this wheelbarrow that's tipped over has happened after the fact. Like it was, it seems to be with the dirt around it. It looks like the body may have died, at one period, and the wheelbarrow was tipped over at a different time. Ted, you realize that this body's been dead about 5 days.
That's it?
Yeah. And the abbess says, okay, this girl is Lyra True Silver. Her family is going to be devastated when they find out, so we need to keep this a secret until we find the culprit. You can't let anybody know.
Is her family wealthy?
Oh yeah, they're very well off, and that's why we need to have the culprit apprehended before they find out. Otherwise, they can cause a whole slew of problems for the monastery, for the town. It would.
Did she die on the birthing bed, or did she get slain?
Oh yeah, you know what? For one of you guys, you guys all rolled really high checks, and I never fucking told you. Yeah, so and like looking at the body, it looks like she is just. You guys find no puncture marks, no wounds or anything. Nothing that would indicate a cause of death. She does seem very pale, and if you like grab her like arm and like feel it feels even colder than what a dead body would feel like. And she just seems drained. She just seems... You guys cannot tell a cause of death to this body at all.
Are we sure she's dead?
Yes, 100% sure she is dead.
I'm gonna. Can I animate?
Yeah, you can try.
I'm gonna animate her. Animate dead.
So, Lord Snow cast Animate Dead on this body, and as you do, you like feel the magic going into it, and then the body doesn't move. Nothing happens. And roll an Arcana check real quick to try to piece together like why that didn't happen.
20.
Damn. You would
not.
You would know that the only way that any kind of Animate Dead or resurrection spells wouldn't work are if either so like if somebody's headless, you can't resurrect them.
Right.
Or if somebody has been drained magically, they can't be reanimated, they can't be resurrected or anything like that. So you think that obviously she still got her head, she still got all of her limbs. You think that it's been some kind of magical force that has drained her.
Siphon life.
Yeah, siphon life, like a WoW spell. I think that's a WoW spell, right?
Yeah, it's a warlock spell, affliction.
And Anastasia says, yeah, even my own prayers had not revealed the nature of Lady Truesilver's death, but that black disc right there, that's a mark of Shadowbar. I think a shade stalks this very town. Maybe on the behalf of the Black Network, maybe it's like a resurgent Shade army. We did just beat the Shade, what, 3-4 years ago? Maybe they're trying to reclaim glory. Either way, I'm leaning towards Shade, and I need you to please find the Shade, bring it to justice before it kills anybody else, before her family finds out. And if you do this, I'll give you a deck of illusions. We don't have a lot of coin to give around with, in the monastery. We pretty much give it all to needy new mothers and such, but I do have a deck of illusions that I could give you.
What is this deck of illusions you speak of?
So a deck of illusions is like a deck of playing cards, but you draw out a card and it does different illusions. So out of character, like you roll like a D20 or something, or a D100 maybe even, and whatever you draw out, stuff. It's always random. Whatever illusion you can produce, yeah, and it's like you can produce like illusion of a pig or like a hill giant. It's a bunch of random stuff.
I'll do it. I just don't want any more shade thrown.
Damn it! You stole it.
Oh, you stole it from me.
I was waiting for it.
Okay, well, I could show you to her rooms. Initially, she was staying with all the other pilgrims, but as soon as we learned that she was noble, we gave her a private room. So maybe you guys could find some clues in there, especially with how well you've been rolling so far.
All right, yeah, we'll check it out.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay, right this way, and she leads you all back into the monastery. You guys go past the Harvest Master again, and she leads you to like this kind of line of rooms, and as she opens the door, you see a small apartment that is not what you would expect for a noble to sleep in at all. In every way, it's just like these humble accommodations. In one corner of the cramped space is an unmade bed that's like tilted at an odd angle from the wall. Across from the bed is a writing desk with a smudge of ink and dusting of sand for drawing letters. And then in one corner there's a tiny closet. And Anastasia says, please just take your time. I'm gonna wait out here. These rooms are very small.
I start sniffing everything to see if I can deduce what's going on.
What do you want to start with sniffing?
Probably the sand.
The sand? Sniff the sand?
I'll sniff the bed.
Okay, so Death goes over and starts. Roll me an investigation check for this bed sniffing. So, guys, so pretty much, like I said, it is a cramped room. There's pretty much a bed, a writing desk, and a closet.
6. Do I get anything with a 6?
You press your notes, and you're like running it all along the bed. And the only thing you realize is that before you even started this, the bed was unmade, and the bed looks uncomfortable. So you think that maybe she left in a hurry? But other than that, yeah, you don't get anything other than that. Let's give everybody just one investigation check and let me know what you're investigating.
What I am doing, Ironclaw, is going into the closet.
I like you specified that you're Ironclaw.
Yeah, it's not Dustin, dude.
Ironclaw is going into the closet. He's gonna turn into a bear, and then he's gonna sniff this place out.
I'm gonna say this room is so small. I really don't think a
that's what
bear.
I do.
I don't think a bear could fit in this room.
It's not gonna work for you.
In the closet.
Why are you going bear already, man?
A bear for 100% sure cannot fit in the closet, and a bear is probably can't even fit in
Yeah.
the entire room.
I'm
That's how.
already in the
do it.
closet, man. You can't go bear in the closet with me in
You
it.
in the closet too?
Yeah.
Well, that just happened.
I just want you guys to like picture just how small this room is.
It's like
That-
Harry Potter small, like his little.
Yeah, picture like the
cupboard.
under the cupboard. Yes, and there's a small
Wait,
bed.
under the cupboard. What's a cupboard? He's not under the cupboard.
no,
he's
what's
under
the-
a
no,
little-
he's under the stairs.
What's a
Yeah, you're
cupboard?
right.
What are we talking about right now?
Cupboard under the stairs.
I'm thinking about ending in the cupboard right now. Anyway, at least my head's in the closet.
Okay, yeah, but honestly, you would know you cannot even turn into a bear in this room. It's that
In the
small.
whole room?
Yeah, in the whole room, man. That's how small it is.
So
How are we all
I
able
can't
to
fit
fit in
with
there?
everyone else in there then.
That's what I'm saying. All four of you guys walk into this room.
We can't fit then.
It's tight with all four of you guys there, but there's no
Yeah.
fucking way Ironclaw's gonna turn into a bear.
It would just push everyone out.
Nuts to butts.
My nuts would just push their butts out.
Nuts to nuts.
Okay, no bear, fine. But if you sniff a bear, you're with advantage, because the bear's
If
sniffing.
you sniff a bear, you have advantage.
Exactly.
Oh, well, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you out, Ironclaw. You open up this closet door and roll me an investigation check.
Become a small dog.
Nat 3.
Okay, well,
Plus, wait, investigation?
yes.
Plus 1.
Okay, well, you open this closet up and you see you see two empty hooks on the back for like hanging robes. You see no clothes in here, but in the corner on the floor you see a small buckle.
I grabbed the buckle.
Ted and Lord Sean Snow, what did you guys want to investigate?
I'm going to investigate under the bed.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
Nothing's ever under the bed, man. It's too obvious.
A 7.
A 7 total.
Well, we're doing investigation or perception?
Yes, investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.
Okay. Lord Snow, there's still a writing desk.
Did I find nothing?
No. So Ted, I'm getting to you right now. So, looking underneath of it, actually, yeah. You look under and it's just like an empty bed under here, or empty underneath the bed.
But there's probably something right in front of you.
Probably. I want to investigate again.
I got a 12 total for the desk.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Lord Snow, you're looking at this desk and you're looking it all over, and you see smudges of ink. You see this dusting sanded dry letters, but you realize that's all you see. You don't see any quill. You don't see any ink, paper, anything like that. And as you kind of ponder that out loud, that grants Ted advantage on his investigation under the bed. And that's in the module. So, Johnny, go ahead and roll again, investigation.
15 plus 2.
That's a whole lot better, Ted.
So now that you know, like, it's kind of weird that there's no writing implements on this table, you're looking a little bit harder under this bed, and you find a false plank in the floor, and you lift it away. So I need everyone to picture this scene right now. Right now, freeze frame. This scene is Lord Jon Snow looking at this desk, Ironclaw looking at this empty closet,
Wanting to bear
Death-
form, but not able to.
Death sniffing this bed, and then Ted underneath the bed with just his butt hanging out of it.
Are you alright, Death?
I'm picturing it.
Oh,
I need to keep the video up. I'm gonna try to keep the video up. So Ted, you find under this false plank, you lift it up, and you find this little box. And in this box, it's got letters, and their correspondence with Lyra and with this name you've never heard of. Kind of skimming the letter quickly, you pick up these pieces of her not wanting to tell her father about this lover she has because of his low birth. What is it called? Lowborn status. And then you see these other letters that are corresponding with somebody that is just marked with a V, and it's like these love letters between the two of them. And then that's all you find. So you find these letters to her lover, and then these letters to somebody in her far off kingdom about not wanting to tell her father about the lowborn nature of her lover. But other than that, yeah, this room, as tight as it is, you guys feel pretty confident that you guys have toss and turn this room as far as you're gonna get. And as you guys are leaving the room, Anastasia the Abbess says, so, I don't know what you guys found in there, but if you guys haven't found enough to go off of yet, I would maybe go into town, go into Huthdust, and maybe try to ask around, see if, I don't know, I've never done anything like this before, just try to piece together find the shade, I think it's a shade, or find whoever killed her, bring him to justice so that we can kind of get this all tidied up before her family finds out. I mean, there's a couple places in the town that it's mostly houses and stuff, but you guys could go to the inn or go to like one of the shopkeepers or something, maybe see if you heard any gossip or anything.
That sounds like a very good idea. We'll go to the shopkeepers and ask them what they've seen.
As soon as you find out anything, just come back and let me know. You guys bring whoever did it to justice, and I'll give you this deck of illusions.
Justice. Who should we speak with?
I would maybe... the most prominent shop would be... man, I hate to send you to him, but probably Cotter's Trade Goods.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a pain for you to deal with him, but... go talk to Cotter at Cotter's Trading Post, or maybe go to the Mother's Inn, the tavern in town. Surely someone there could steer you in the right place. One of those two places, surely.
What's wrong with this Carter fellow?
He's gonna try to sell you this nasty ass milk. Pardon my curses. This nasty butt milk and this nasty butt cheese.
It's butt milk.
I love butt cheese.
It may as well be butt milk and butt cheese. I tried it once, never again. But he's gonna be pushing on you. But he does kind of have his ear to the ground, and he usually does know the coming and goings of the town. I think he might be able to help you all. But
now, is it made of butts, or do you just taste like butts?
It's candelabras. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're like half pig head, giraffe. They're pig head, giraffe necks, horse bodies. They're nasty. They're nasty.
They sound tasty as fuck.
That sounds like a chupacabra.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, hey, he's gonna try to sell you guys the stuff. So I mean, you guys could buy it if you want. I'm just saying.
I don't want to buy anything.
I don't want no
but I
damn
will
butt
talk
cheese.
to this butt cheese dude. I'll talk to him.
Okay. All right. Well, just come back and let me know any
What's his
your
name?
findings. His name's Cotter.
Not his name's not butt cheese. It's
Booty
Cotter.
cheese.
His name is Cotter. Cotter's Trading Post.
What up, booty cheese? That's what I'm gonna say to him.
Just come back when you guys have anything to go off of.
All right.
And when you guys walk down from the monastery steps and walk into the town, you do realize that like 95% of these buildings are just houses. But you quickly and easily find Cotter's Trading Post. It's like a tent. It's not even like a full building. It's just a tent. Oh, wait. Did you guys want to go? Were you guys going there? It sounded like you guys wanted the butt cheese.
Yeah. Talk to the butt cheese, even though I don't
Okay.
want to.
And so she mentioned the butt cheese place, and she also mentioned the Mother's Inn tavern. So you guys step into this tent. Inside of this covered tent, you see an older man with this leathery skin that's standing behind a table, and a sign on the table says, Cotter's Trading Post, Death Cheese, 5 silver a pound, Plague Milk, available by request. Come in. You look like adventurous fellows. Have you ever tasted Candelabras milk? Oh, they're pretty deadly, but my sweet wife handles them just fine.
I want to try some of your booty cheese.
As soon as you say that, you see the tent flap behind him poke open, and you see, first off, you smell like this terrible stench come from behind.
Like
and
booty?
Like booty. It smells like booty. And you see an orcish woman with these huge tusks stick her head out, and she's wearing like netting in her hair and like these big leather gloves, and she kind of like looks over all four of you and just grunts and just closes the flap, and then you hear some moos and these crashing sounds, and the cotter just laughs and says, "Well, ain't she a beauty? I'm a lucky man. So you said booty cheese? You mean death cheese, right?
Booty cheese.
Is that like a slang term for my
Yeah,
death?
that's it.
Oh, okay, I might use that if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Oh, so you want to try a bite of my... Oh, perfect. And he pulls out this plate with little, like, individual, like, cube samples on it. Have you ever tried death cheese before?
Negative.
He's never had my cheese before.
Well, here, everybody, you're in for a treat.
I'm going to wait exactly 10 minutes after they eat one to eat one.
Okay. Who all wants to eat one?
I'm not eating my own cheese.
I'm definitely eating one.
Sean, roll me a D6 real quick.
5, son.
Is our break coming soon?
Yeah.
Wait, we're eating our own butt cheese?
If
It's
you
not
want.
butt
If you
cheese.
want.
It's cheese made out of these catalopras.
It's butt cheese.
It's called death cheese. The abbess called it butt cheese. So anybody that wants to has to roll a D6.
Well, in my experience, the stinky cheese is the best cheese.
Are you trying it?
I want to try it.
Roll D6 for me.
4.
4.
Oh.
You both, after tasting this, like you feel it coming from your stomach up. You feel this vomit boiling up in your mouth. You don't like
I love this butt cheese.
No, you don't like it at all.
It's so good.
Lord Snow asked for another one.
Can I have another slice of butt cheese?
Yeah, you can take another sample if you wish. You look a little pale. Are you doing okay?
And then he
It's
dies.
delicious.
Would it be better as a grilled cheese?
Oh,
Probably
no,
not.
you don't want to grill this cheese. No, but you could wash it down with some plague milk. And he pulls out this big pitcher that kind of resembles sour cream, but it's like separated sour cream. So like at the top is all the thick material.
So
and
it's
it's
sour,
like
chunky
floating.
milk.
I
Nope.
grab the
Nope.
pitcher from his hands and I chug
milk.
the entire thing.
You don't leave Dad a drink.
I
A
don't
little
want none.
sip.
Well, you're gonna want to slow it down. So as you're like chugging this, as soon as you slam the pitcher down, roll me a Constitution saving throw, real quick.
Jesus.
He did.
I really gotta pee, guys.
I got a 1.
Now what?
You turn your back to him and just start vomiting, and you have to leave the tent. You're like just searching for somewhere safe to vomit. So you're gonna be puking your guts out this entire time, where the rest of the three are gonna be in this tent. Lord Jon Snow, for everybody listening, is just gonna be like running around town looking for a safe, looking for a well or something to puke in.
Don't puke in their water well.
Yeah, don't do that. Looking
Yes,
for
please do it.
like an alleyway or something. But in the meantime, he says, "Oh, I guess he didn't have the taste. But what can I help you guys with? Anything else? You obviously aren't fans of the good old death cheese and plague milk.
Where is she?
Who? He kind of like takes a step back. He's like, who?
The dead girl. What happened to her?
I don't know. What are you talking? What dead girl?
You know what we're talking about.
No, I don't at all.
You just listen to us. You tell us where she is.
Oh, God, Liam Neeson's here now.
Wait, didn't you? Wait, dead girl? How would you know she's dead if you don't know where she is? What are you talking about?
Maybe she's not dead. She's up at the church.
Exactly.
We're gonna keep this ball rolling, but I'm gonna say out of character, she definitely told you guys not to tell anybody.
I don't remember that.
I don't
remember
She
that.
did not want anybody to find out about this dead girl at all. She wanted you guys to find the culprit.
Wait, she's not dead, but where is she?
We thought she was dead, but she's not.
You guys are really confusing me. Can
I'm
I'll
confused
help it.
myself.
I'll help in any way I can. Do you what can I do to help?
What do you know?
I can give you guys some free death cheese.
Okay. No one wants your cheese, you little shit. I need some rocks to pee on.
Okay.
I need to pee on these rocks.
Okay, look. What?
What?
Look.
Can I come back yet? Am I still puking?
No, you can come back in. You can come back in because I feel like you might have something to further this investigation.
I need some more of that milk. That was so yummy.
Well, the next pitcher, it's going to cost you 10 silver,
10 silver?
which is 1 gold. But he doesn't seem to want gold because this town's kind of a smaller town, so it's kind of hard to break gold.
You just don't want me to drink it, DM Adam.
No. Oh, no. I for sure want you to drink more of this plague milk.
No. I'm going to pass.
I was supposed to ask you something, but I forgot. So continue. I forgot what the priestess said.
How can I help you in any
What would
way?
kill someone and make them not be able to do spells on them, make them super cold?
Probably this plague milk.
The plague milk, you son of a bitch.
That's what I said.
You busted me. I'm just kidding.
Fireball.
I feel fine. I just had plague milk myself.
Well, that's a very specific question, Tiefling man. Maybe a shade? Maybe? I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Guys are scaring me. Maybe
Where's the shade?
How are you feeling, Sean Snow over there? You feeling
Pretty
pretty
good. Like $1 million.
Just checking.
Yeah, I don't know. Shades, vampires, zombies. I don't know. There's all kinds of things haunting these hills around the town. Any one of them
Really
could
need some rocks.
Let's just one second. This conversation is probably kind of close to being over.
All right, you
I'm gonna
continue.
do. If he's not intimidated already, I'm gonna intimidate him.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I honestly, as the DM, I don't know what you guys are trying to ask him.
We don't
I
know
forget
either. We don't know
what we're
either.
trying to ask him.
We're trying to get some
I did
rocks
too.
out of him.
He seems to be like ready to talk, but he doesn't know exactly like. So Ted asked him, what could kill somebody but not leave any marks and stuff, and he said vampires, shades, zombies.
I didn't even hear that.
Oh, did I break it up?
No, I heard it.
No, I heard it. We were just yelling at you too much. We were over talk.
that sounds about right. I don't know. There's
So
been
vampire and shade?
Vampire shades, man.
Okay, what
Look
about
at-
these shades?
What can undrain people, huh?
the shades. We wiped them out in the war. 3-4 years ago, and we haven't. No one's seen a
Okay.
shade since then.
But how does a shade drain somebody?
I don't know. Well, I don't know the whole magic mama jumbo. They drain the person and leave them lifeless. But if you want like clues or anything about whatever this dead girl that's no longer dead, that's now just missing.
There's no dead girl.
I know. You
I'm
told
just
me.
curious.
I'm confused.
I would maybe go to the Mother's Inn. Go to the tavern. Maybe someone there seen something. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. But
If there was to be any shade left, where would they be?
Under a tree.
This guy's got nothing, man. We gotta go to the freaking inn.
yeah.
See you later, you worthless piece of shit.
Oh, bye. And can I offer you some plague milk to go?
Fuck your milk. Get out of
No,
here.
fuck you.
Okay,
Sean
sorry
Snow
guys.
may want it.
I'll take some.
We're bailing.
I'm John Marston. I haven't had any of this milk yet.
Wherever you guys
Okay.
came from, I bet if you sold this plague milk or death cheese, I bet you'd fetch a pretty penny because these catalopras are pretty deadly. It's very hard to harvest
It went
them.
from butt cheese to death cheese.
Well, I've called it death cheese this whole time.
I thought it was
You guys
breast
came
milk.
in hot calling it butt cheese. I don't know why, but I kind of like it. I might coin that phrase if it's okay.
Booty cheese. Give me some of
Booty
that.
cheese, yeah.
I'm gonna pee in his death milk when no one's looking.
No, okay.
Oh.
Please don't.
That's
Please
just
don't. I'm
mean.
watching you.
I already
got
did.
my.
I
no,
already
got my,
peed in it.
Oh, you're a turd bucket.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
I
look
can't
for
do
some
anything because
rock.
I'm just an old man. I'm not gonna try to fight you for it, but you're a turd bucket. I want you to know that.
And as you caught me peeing in it, it scared me, so I turned and peed on you a little bit.
Oh, fuck you. Get out of my tent. You guys are buttholes.
I can't hold it. I'm gonna go look for some rocks.
Okay, yeah, go pee, Dustin. You sound like you're about to burst. Hello again, everyone. It is me, your Dungeon Master, Adam, again. Here to say, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I really like how this module turned out, and I can't wait for you all to listen to the next two. First off, I want to start by giving a shout out to all of our current patrons. I am talking people like Rachel, aka Dragonbait, Sash, Brittany Ballestero, Danny M, Jeremy Fair, not Ironclaw, Danny T, Matthew G, Thess, Brittany D, and the Nerd Asylum. Without these people, we would not be able to keep this show going. We would not be able to convince our wives that this is a show worth doing and keep the monthly bills of hosting and running a podcast chugging along. So thank you all so much. If you want to add your name to this list and be able to name some NPCs, like all the NPCs from this episode, promote something that you're working on, get shout outs at the end of these episodes, vote on modules that we run, get early access to episodes and get exclusive episodes, then you want to head on over to patreon.com/oneshotonslaught. Speaking of getting to promote something, have you all listened to 20-Sided Adventures yet? If not, one of our patrons, Dragonbait, plays Nora, the tiefling princess who is a runaway bride that hopped on a ship and headed off on a space adventure with two of her buddies. And it's D&D in space. What more could you ask for, honestly? They were recently featured in iTunes' new and noteworthy section. They're killing it right now. They're on episode. As of this coming out, there should be 8 out. It is a weekly podcast, and you should definitely be checking them out. It is a very fantastic show. Great cast, great DM, awesome music. It's just all around a fantastic podcast, and I think you should go check it out. And that is 20-Sided Adventures. And you can find it anywhere that you find podcasts. And about us, remember, we are on all social media, and we would love for you to follow us on all that social media. We are at Twitter at OneShotOnslaught with the number 1. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. We do monthly Twitch streams with our patrons, circling back to patrons again, and Patreon. If you want to get in and play some one-shots with me, hop on over to Patreon. And also follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/oneshotonslaught. We are on YouTube. And last but not least, we are on Discord, and we hang out in Discord daily, chatting about whatever you all want to chat about. If it's D&D, if it's the show, if it's just whatever's going on in your day, if it's just catching Pokemon, talking about video games, talking about board games, anything. If any of that sounds cool and you want to just hang out with a bunch of really cool people, head on over to bit.ly/oneshotdiscord. And there you'll also get some sneak peeks. Not only for this show, but for our new show, Halfway to Heroes, that I'm going to plug right now. So Halfway to Heroes, I think in the last episode I mentioned that we are planning an April 1st launch date, which should be today. But unfortunately, we're going to push that back a little bit. We think that we want to have a couple more episodes recorded and on the backlog so that if anything comes up in the future, we'll have some padding. So right now we've got a couple episodes recorded, even some ready to go. And I don't want to toot my own horn or, brag on myself too much, but so far that show is the guys are all killing it. I can't wait to see how it goes. We have got Sean plays Ubo, the Turtle Artificer. Dustin plays Merlin, the Human Warlock Barber. Johnny plays Clyde, the Goliath Barbarian. And our friend Barry plays Ultrex, the Warforged Paladin. So all that social media is also set up. So if you want to stay up to date on that show, that is all at Halfway to Heroes on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So follow us all there. It should be coming out, I want to say, maybe April 22nd or 29th. Definitely coming really soon. Man, I have been talking a whole lot. But there's one last thing I do want to plug, just really quick, because I realized that I haven't plugged my brother, aka Dustin, aka Iron Claws, his Etsy shop. I don't think ever on this podcast, which is just bonkers to me. I plug it on the social media every once in a while, but probably not enough, and definitely not enough on this show. So if you want to get a handmade item from Dustin himself, Ironclaw himself, you want to head over to etsy.com/shop/Ironclaw Relics. And he just started making these fantastic weapon dice vaults. So he's got like a sword dice vault, a scepter dice vault, a magic wand dice vault, and a shield dice vault. And so what these are is they're held in place with these super high strength magnets. You open it up. So first you close it together. Really cool looking weapon that you can carry around and just play with that by itself. But then you crack that bad boy open, and it's got colored felt. You pick the felt color, you pick the stain color, and soon to be you can pick the wood type. And you crack that bad boy open, and it's got all of your dice inside. And the shield also doubles as a rolling tray on the top side. So definitely really cool. Go check his shop out. Oh, guys, I am out of breath. I think that's my cue that I have talked quite enough. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you wouldn't... One last thing. If you wouldn't mind leaving us an iTunes review, we do need those very bad, and we will be reading the next couple that we get on air at the end of these episodes, and we'll say your name, whatever you put on that for the review, or just tweeting about the show, telling a friend about the show, all that stuff to help us out. We greatly appreciate all that. And guys, I am all done talking now. I promise. I will see you all next week.
I think whatever aggravates me in real life, I can take it out in the game.
There is no word that I can sufficiently find in the English language to describe the feeling of putting your world and your story out there and watching your family bring it to life.
And I attribute it to, of course, my children, of course, to this game, and of course to all the love that's on this table.
That's a wonderful answer.
Yes,
and if you could see it, everybody is holding hands and hugging. I believe there's Kumbaya being sung faintly in the background.
The D&D Grandma and the Family That Games Together, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast starring the D&D Grandma, her children, and her children-in-law. New episodes every Sunday on all your favorite podcatchers. Thank you, and keep on rolling.
I think I saved past
It's
2.
all semantics.
I have no idea.
I got 24 on my
24,000?
Yeah, on my D&D Beyond.
It says here I have 50,000.
I think on my paper I had like 40,000 or something.
How do you guys have more than me? I've been saving.
They don't have 40. 50,000, there's no way.
I have 100,000. What I do is when we're not actually playing, I go to the casino and I gamble.
Oh, and you win every time.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
I've learned to mint my own coin.
Oh, you guys are thinking now. Now you guys have that infinite coin.
Can I sniff your litter?
What?
What?
Cat litter, man.
I thought you said you want to sniff my leather. I was like, sure, man, sniff away. My leather skin suit.
You're gonna get that brain worm, Johnny, sniffing cat litter.
Brain
about
worm.
Yeah, there's like this worm. I forget what it's called.
I don't like worms.
Maybe Lyra had a brain worm, and you guys didn't even think to investigate her brain.
Can I investigate her brain?
No, I'm just kidding.
Dang it.
I guess I'll stop eating cat litter. I
me too.
will.
Last week on One Shot Onslaught, I need you all to escort a group of pilgrims up to Huffduff. You see a pale arm and hand extend, and you see these lifeless, delicate
Fireball it.
fingers clutching a small black disc. Okay, this girl is Lyra True Silver. Her family is going to be devastated when they find out, so we need to keep this a secret until we find the culprit. I think a shade stalks this very town.
Nothing's ever under the bed, man. It's too obvious.
You're looking a little bit harder under the bed, and you find a false plank in the floor, and you lift it away, kind of skimming the letter quickly. You pick up these pieces of her not wanting to tell her father about this lover she has because of his low-born status.
Who should we speak with?
Probably Cotter's Trade Goods, or maybe the Mother's Inn, the tavern in town.
I want to try some of your booty cheese.
As soon as you say that, you see the tent flap behind him poke open, and you see an orcish woman with these huge tusks stick her head out.
I was supposed to ask you something, but I forgot.
What would kill someone and make them not be able to do spells on them? Make them super cold.
Probably this plague milk.
The plague milk. You son of a bitch.
This guy's got nothing, man. We gotta go to the freaking inn.
So you guys make the short walk across town. It's not even across town, it's actually across the path to Mother's Bounty, the tavern of the town. And as you guys open the door and walk in, you see that the common room is home to just a handful of people. There is a bard on stage that's playing this finely tuned lute. And you hear a woman, a cheery woman, a blonde-headed barkeep. Is that what they're called? Barkeeps, the people who... Bar maiden. That is what this says right here. Bar maiden. She says, go on, have a seat. Welcome. I'll be to you in just a moment.
I'm gonna walk up stage and kick him off.
That's so rude.
All right, fine. I'll wait till he's done.
Okay. You wait till he's done. She does, as she says, have a seat. She does gesture to a table with 4 empty seats in it. But she goes to her table and starts filling drinks, refills for some people at another table. And the bard continues playing this pretty. It's a good song. He's not a bad bard at all. And after maybe a couple minutes, he finishes his song at the same moment that the barmaid approaches your all's table. And she says, well, my name's Pelera. How can I help you all? And the bard actually approaches the table, and he approaches Pelema specifically, and he pulls out this paper rose and tucks it behind her ear, and he says, Pelema, nothing is prettier in all the realms. And he gives her a deep bow, and then he actually goes off and approaches the bar. And Pelema says to you all, that's Flask there. That's just the ale talking. What can I get you all? So Johnny, Ted, you do have a brief window right now if you wanted to go up on stage and play a tune.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
So, what can I help you all with?
First off, I want a round of jalapeno poppers for the boys.
We got the jalapeno poppers, yeah.
Never
anything
heard
else?
of it, but I'll take it.
She's got a notepad with a quill out right now.
A grilled cheese, please,
Grilled cheese?
with oatmeal on it.
Is that death cheese or is that regular cheese, fella?
Regular, please.
Regular cheese, okay.
Butt cheese from across the street, please.
That's our main provider of all butt cheese. Yes.
I'll have a spiked swamp water with lemon, please.
Swamp water with lemon. Okay, let me. Well, I'll have to ask with the bartender. Make sure we got that. But circling back to you, fellow. So you wanted the oatmeal on that grilled cheese? Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay, grilled cheese on the. Okay, yeah.
Thank
oatmeal
you.
on the, okay, cool.
And I'll do a round of ale for the boys.
Round of ale. Okay.
Man, we gonna get messed up.
I'll do a grilled cheese pulled pork sandwich
Okay.
with Saratoga chips and waffle fries.
She's like furiously writing all this down. Okay, got it.
But no veggies.
No, and then you see her start making these marks on her paper. Okay, no veggies. Yeah.
I go ahead and flip her a coin, gold coin.
Oh, that's thank you. Do you need me to change this out, or is this for the house?
Oh, that's for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So Ted, I do want to paint the scene. The stage is indeed empty at the moment. She has taken your order. She has now furiously written down everybody else's order.
They're distracted. Go on up, Ted.
I'm gonna take it.
Can I get the All-Star special?
The All-Star Denny special? Yeah.
No, a waffle, 2 eggs, grits, toast, and your choice of bacon, sausage, or city ham. And for my waffle, I would like a pecan waffle.
And she's still jotting this all down. And yeah, for your choice of meat,
Sausage.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, for the record, yeah, that is the Denny All-Star, whatever.
Waffle House.
Waffle House. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Okay. So yeah, and she tucks her notepad into like a waist belt she's got that also has like some pockets in it for like tips and things that she can drop in. Straws. She's got straws in it. She says, "I'll be right back." So as she goes behind the bar and starts making the drinks and gathering the food from the chef, what song is Ted kind of granting to the audience?
Has anyone heard my my song I wrote for the DM?
No.
As Ted is on stage performing, Pelera approaches your guys' table with your whole order of jalapeno poppers. What do you have, Sean Snow? Like waffles, sausage, eggs.
All-Star special, son.
The All-Star special. It brings Iron Claw. What'd you get with oatmeal on it? It was something.
I had a cinnamon oatmeal grilled
cheese with oatmeal on it, and everybody's drinks. And she says, as she's like laying down the plate, she says, "So, anybody in the town caught your all's eye yet, or any gossip you guys have heard? Can I steal some secrets from you all?"
I go up to her and I look her straight in the eye. I go,
Where is she?
Oh, okay. Who you talking about, fella?
Where can we find the shade at?
Ted yells from the stage. And then she looks at the other three and she's she does like a stage whisper and she like pulls you all in close. If you're looking for a shade, I've seen these glowing yellow eyes in the graveyard before.
Oh, yellow eyes.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the sign of them shades. It's very creepy like. I've seen it with myself.
He killed Sam and Dean's mom.
Where's the graveyard?
Right, just on the edge of town. She points like the exact opposite of the monastery. So say the monastery's northeast, she points southwest. Just southwest of the town is the graveyard. I seen these big old eyes. Very creepy. It spooked me to my core. I never went to that graveyard again, I tell you.
all right, do you guys want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Just as you guys are like getting to your feet, you see this mercenary-looking fellow that was at the bar. You now notice. Ted notices. You three at the table actually don't notice this. Ted, as he's got this kind of vision over the entire crowd, he sees that as soon as the rest of you all sat down and were like eating your food, There's this mercenary-looking fellow at the bar. He had this shaved head. He's got this like leather armor. He's got a long sword at his hip. Ted, as he's up there playing his song, notices this guy kind of eyeballing you all. And as soon as Pellerel brings you all your food, he stands up from the bar and just storms out of the inn. And Pellerel calls out, "Hey, Vincent, you didn't pay your tab yet." And the door slams closed. She says, "Well, I wonder what got into him."
Don't worry, I'll go
I'm gonna
find
run out
out.
and follow him.
I'm fixing to get into a bar fight.
So you guys, Ted abruptly stops his song, and you all, after you have just fucking scarfed down your food, because you guys are indeed, like, you guys are fucking hungry. You guys were making jokes, ordering the jalapeno poppers and shit, but no, you guys really were hungry.
Yeah, I'll flip another gold coin before we run out and chase this dude down.
She catches it midair. She's like, "Oh, well, thank you so much."
Ironclaw's gonna go broke.
I'm just like out of character. 2 gold coins is like 10 times the cost of that meal is going to be, if not more.
I don't care.
I have to one up Ironclaw, and I give her 10 gold coins.
Shit. You like just shower her in gold coins, and she just gets like a elated look on her face. She's like, I can take that weekend off and go to Barbados like I always wanted to. And she starts like shoving it into those pockets in that like little fanny pack thing she
I'm gonna
had.
one up and write a check to pay her rent and utilities for the next month.
So you pull out this piece of paper and just say, and it just writes rent plus utilities, signed Ted. Theodore Logan. Yeah, and you just hand it to her as you're leaving. Everybody roll as you guys are exiting the inn. Everybody roll me perception. I think it would be best.
Ooh, because my perception.
Yeah, it's
plus
stupid.
10.
I know. Yeah, I know it's stupid, Johnny.
17 plus 10.
2
27.
plus 2. 2 plus 2, 4. Quick maths.
18.
Johnny, you can make out that you see these clear-cut boot print marks in the ground. You guys came out a few, like, as you guys were, like, signing the checks and, you know, flipping her the coins. It was about 30 seconds to a minute after that you guys know his name to be Vincent, the mercenary, left the bar. You guys don't see him in sight, but Ted can see these distinct mercenary boot prints in the dirt, and they seem to be leading towards the graveyard.
I'm gonna follow him.
I'm going to put my Jordans on, and I'm going to tiptoe and follow him.
Tiptoeing in my Jordans.
Tiptoe through the window, through the window.
All right, you just got creepy on me, dude.
I was trying to use a pop culture reference that only Lord Snow would
Yeah, I
get.
think he was the only one that got it.
I be tiptoeing in my Jordans.
So you guys are like sneaking and following these footprints that Ted's kind of able to point out to you all.
In my Jordans.
And Death's wearing his Jordan, so Death's not leaving any kind of footprints or anything. But I'll give you guys this before I even have you guys have to necessarily be sneaky. Death's just kind of naturally sneaky. So he's always be sneaking. But you guys are following these footprints led by Ted into the graveyard. And just up ahead, you guys quickly stop and kind of duck behind like one of the larger mausoleums. And just ahead you see that mercenary, Vincent. And you see him seated on these furs in a corner of the graveyard. And you see a small fire that he must have built extremely quick. And he looks around anxiously, and he appears to have laid out this picnic for 2 as if expecting somebody. How do you guys want to approach?
I Misty step up to him and go, "Where is she?"
Again.
So he's just like sitting around. He already looks a little bit on edge as he's kind of glancing all around the graveyard. And then he sees this fucking 6-foot tiefling. Do you have your daggers like drawn out?
Yeah, and I'm in my Jordans.
And you're in your Jordans, and you just appear right before him, like next to him, across from him in the fireplace,
right in front of him, like our noses are touching.
How much did he pay for these Jordans?
A gold.
$350.
1 gold?
A gold is a lot of money, dude.
Doubt that.
They're retro.
They're probably 500 gold then, I bet.
So Death appears just fucking nose to nose to this guy, just instantly. Where is she? And you see him, Death, you see him like he starts to scoot back on his butt. He's like throwing dirt with his hands as he's like trying to scoot away from you, terrified. He's got this look of fear in his face, even though he looks like he's like a hardened mercenary. And he
Can
says,
I peep up behind him?
not as fast. It's not going to be as fast as Death's Misty Step, but you could, like, if you wanted to, like, start to creep up behind him as Death. Death would have probably, like, a few sentences to say before you creep up.
All right, I'll creep up.
Because each turn is supposed to be technically 6 seconds. So technically, like, if you're getting into time and rules and shit, technically Death's going to have, like, 6 seconds himself.
So I ask him, I get nose to nose, I say, where is she?
Yeah.
And then I do an erotic dance.
So he was scared enough when you said, where is she? And then you start just fucking dancing all of a sudden. He's like out of his mind scared. He says, oh, I knew it. I knew you'd be coming to stop us. He's starting to, like, try to get to his feet. And he says, why would you try to... She's with child. She's with my child. We're in love. Why would you try to take that from us? And he's, like, getting to his feet, and he's standing in, like, a kind of aggressive posture, not drawn his sword, but he's got, like, his hand on his sword. And at that moment, Ted, roll me a stealth check to let me know if he sees you or not, Ted.
16?
Sorry to burst your bubble, even though you feel like you're being really fucking sneaky, but your foot barely brushes across one of the tombstones you're walking by. You notice it, you feel it, but you think there's no fucking way somebody would hear that. But as soon as you do, he turns and he looks and he sees you. He rolled a fucking 19 plus whatever his perception is.
I'm gonna sweep the leg with my tail.
As he swept his feet, I will run over and hold him down with my tail.
Yeah, so we're holding
Okay.
down, both hands down, like crucifix position with our tails, and Sean Snow's gonna come over and question him. We're not gonna hurt him.
So he looks over at Ted, spots him. Death quickly sweeps his legs out from him and pins his legs, and Ted runs over and then pins his, like, arms and with two hands holding both his shoulders down to the ground as Lord Jon Snow and Ironclaw now make their way to Vincent. And he says, "Well, what do you want? Do you want me to not see her anymore? What do you want?" "Where is she?" Okay, well, I'm assuming you all know where she is, right? I haven't talked to her in days. I'm assuming you all are keeping her from me, right?
Is she the dead girl?
What? She dead girl. Lyra?
I don't remember her name, sorry, bud.
She's dead. She's ice cold and no bite marks from a vampire or anything.
Roll a persuasion check, Johnny. Because he doesn't seem to believe you. He's, like, looking at you in disbelief. And he says, "No. She..."
19 plus 7.
As you say that, he starts to, like, look worried. He says, "Lyra?
Who would have done this?
What do you mean she's dead?" And it seems like he does indeed believe you that she's dead. What was it? Was it you?
Why would it be me?
Aren't you working with her family? They were trying to keep me from her.
Man. I'm trying to figure out why she's dead.
Oh, you're the lowborn little bitch.
Well, okay. Well, thanks. Yeah, I've been seeing her for some time now, and she's pregnant with my child, but,
I'm not working with her family. We're trying to figure out why she's dead or lifeless.
Okay.
Are you a
okay.
shade?
Well, can you all let me up real quick and I can
Are you a
answer
shade?
some... You all would know that shades, they look like... so shades, they're like... they're people that have spent too long in the shadow realm. And they are now...
Shadowy.
They look like somebody's shadow standing upright. They still wear clothes and things, but they look like shadows. So you can tell for sure he is not a shade.
All right.
And so he says, can you let me up and we can kind of discuss this? And he's got tears in his eyes at this point.
I feel really bad for him.
I need to know what you know about anything.
Yeah, just let me up and we'll... you think I can take you 4 on?
No.
Yeah, say let him up. He's not going to be able to get out.
Look, just take my sword and just let me up and we can just talk about this. We can try to get to the bottom of this.
I reach down
I
and
agree.
I grab his hand and I pull him up and I give him a really big hug.
Aww.
I don't trust you, but I will keep my bag of farts on hand.
Dude, Johnny, I completely forgot about that.
I got like +4 by now.
I didn't hear him, man. They don't count.
I didn't hear anything. It doesn't count. You need to put the microphone up to your butt.
All right.
You need a second mic on your butt crack.
So, Death, as you're hugging him, he's like crying on your shoulder for a second. He stands up straight and he says, so you're not, you 4 aren't with her family then?
No.
No, we're not with our family.
If you 4 aren't with her family, then I guess her family hasn't figured out about us yet. But if what you say is true and she's dead, then I don't know who could have... What clues do you all have so far?
We literally saw her dead body. We know she's dead.
We think it's a shade.
And he like puts his face in both of his hands for like 20 seconds. And finally he looks up and says, I don't think her family would have killed her just to stop the pregnancy. I don't think that does... I don't know. They might have killed the child or something after it was born, but there's no way they would have killed their daughter.
I believe it. I've seen some dark things in this world.
You see him shaking his head a little bit, and he says, if what you say is true, then I'm probably also in danger. And this whole time, he's just wiping away tears.
We should use him as bait.
I gotta get out of town. I gotta leave. If I don't, either her family's gonna think I killed her, or whoever killed her is gonna come and kill me.
That's why I want to use you as bait.
Well, okay. Well, are you gonna protect me?
Oh, yeah.
Why were you setting up a picnic in the graveyard?
This is our meeting place. Every night at this time, we usually meet. And I've been setting it up for, I don't know, 4 or 5 nights now. She's been a no-show, but I keep...
So basically she ghosted you and you're still holding on.
Guys, I got jalapeno poppers.
I got some turkey sandwiches and some red wine. You guys are free to it if you let me leave.
Yeah, go for it, buddy.
All right, just you guys tend to that picnic there. Some good stuff, but I gotta get out of here before whoever killed her kills me. And he stands to his feet and he starts walking out of the graveyard. And as soon as he gets to like the gate and exits the graveyard and is like out of earshot, you guys hear from the forest that's surrounding the graves. You hear, adventurers, hear me. I mean you no harm. And from the forest, you look out and you see 2 yellow gleaming eyes shining. And you see a gray-skinned man in torn like scholar robes that steps into the moonlight, and he's got his hands raised. He says, "My name is Rigel Oberon. I'm a shade, yes, but no enemy and no danger to you." And he bows with his hands raised. "If you will follow me, I can take you to the bodies. Something is hunting the women of your village." And he's got his hands raised, just standing at the edge of the forest, like beckoning you forward.
Guys, I think we should listen to him and just follow him. Be on our toes.
I don't trust
Yeah,
him.
I'll follow him.
I'll follow him.
Be on your toes, guys.
The whole time he's keeping his hands raised and nervously leading you into the forest.
Can we go ahead and tie his hands up?
He will give you no resistance if you want to do that.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and tie him with some vines. I got some vines.
You tie his hands behind his back, and he says, I will show you all that you need to see. And he leads you for a few minutes, and then eventually Rigel stops, and he's just right there. And he nods his head towards a moonlit patch of dirt and snow on the ground. And reaching out of a thin layer of the earth, you see a few arms, some golden hair, and some dirty pilgrim's robes. You'll have to dig them up. I did not touch them. Like, you guys kind of move some of the dirt around, and you see two bodies. Everybody roll me a investigation check real quick to give, like, some quick details on this.
Isn't it strange? This guy sounds like Benny a little
14,
bit.
12 plus 2.
Nat 20, baby.
13.
15 plus 7.
Okay, so from that, you guys see that it seems to be two golden-haired, youngish women. You see in their hair, behind their ears, they both have a paper rose. And
That fucking bard.
he says, I've been living off of these roots that this orc showed me not too long ago. And I was digging for roots, and I found these two bodies. But please, it was not me. And I know that if they investigate further, they will kill me for simply being a shade.
But I thought y'all were extinct.
Well, I survived the war. I was luckily outside of our town when they disposed of the rest of my kind. And when I made it back and found that the war was truly lost, I took 2 years to hide out to the west in the desert. When I came back, after not having enough food, I've spent my life in these woods. An orcish woman has kept me alive. She's fed me this nasty cheese and showed me these roots to eat. I've lived like an animal.
You mean butt cheese?
I've been calling it butt cheese. Has that caught on?
It
That's
has.
what we call it.
That's what I call it too.
I call it booty cheese.
Yeah, the booty cheese. I just started eating this cheese that she left out, and then foraging for roots that she showed me to survive on. One day I was digging for these roots that I found these bodies, and I feel in my gut that they are going to blame this on me. I submit myself to you. Take me to their justices. Take me to their monastery. Let them judge me. Let me plead my case. I surrender.
Alright, just shut up.
Okay.
Shut up.
What's this guy's name?
Rigel.
Rigel.
Like Nigel with an R.
Rigel,
Rigel
you really,
Thornberry.
really need to work on talking more entertainingly.
Well, I can't help my voice. I'm hungry.
What are you hungry for?
Butt cheese.
I throw him some butt cheese.
I poop out some butt cheese.
He starts eating the butt cheese. And he says, I've told you all I know. Just take me to the monastery. Let me submit to Inquisition there.
All right.
Do you have anything to help plead my case? Maybe any other suspects?
I think we just have you.
I don't know, because I don't know.
You're making me forget about stuff right now.
I don't
with
know
your
if I
slow
should trust
talking.
the bard, because the bard was the one putting the paper flowers in people's hair. Or if I can trust Shade, because I don't know fucking shit about shades.
Oh, I don't trust the person who puts roses in hairs. No, that
What?
sounds sketchy. I think it's all about those roses. Who did that now?
Should we
Who
the
did that now?
bard?
Oh,
At
it is
the-
the
at the
bard
end.
then.
Who
It's
done
definitely
it?
the bard.
Should we kill them both?
Which we do.
Let's just take the shade to the cathedral.
I think it's definitely the bard, but I don't know what to do with the bard. Then.
Well, I won't say definitely the bard, because the shade could be throwing shade, you know?
What the fuck are you talking about, son?
He could have planted those fucking paper flowers there to put it on the bard.
I say, come on, let's go to the cathedral.
His arms are already bound, and he's following you. So yeah, if you guys want, he's
Hey, where's this bard at? We need to take him with us too.
he was in the
I want
Mother's
to
Inn
question him. I want to
Tavern.
question him.
Mother's Bounty. The Mother's Bounty. I keep calling
I'm
it
gonna
the
go
Mother's
to the
Inn.
mother's bounty and question him.
That's where I'm going.
As you guys are heading towards the town, you guys get into like kind of the main area of the town, and you see a mob of people outside. Even though it's like late at night right now, and you see people crowding the streets, and you kind of catch these glimpses of people talking about these missing girls, these 3 missing girls. Hello, everyone. It's your Dungeon Master, Adam DeWeese, here to say thank you all for listening. Sorry that this episode is a little bit shorter than usual. It's just kind of how it ended up being with editing, since this is a 3-part module. I could have probably made number 2 and 3 combined into one episode, but then it would have been pretty long, and I didn't know if I was going to get the editing for both of them done in time. So that's why this is split up like it is, but I hope you all enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun with this module, and now I want to give some specific thank yous to all of our patrons, like Rachel, aka Dragonbait, Sash, Brittany Ballesteros, Danny M, Jeremy Fair, Not Ironclaw, Danny T, Matthew G, Thess, Brittany D, and the Nerd Asylum. Thank you all so much. Every dollar we get from our patrons over on patreon.com/OneShotOnslaught goes straight back into the show, and we try to reward our patrons with a bunch of bonus content, these shout outs on these end of these episodes, promotional spots once a month for our $10 and up patrons, getting to vote on modules, getting to name NPCs, getting to play with us monthly on Twitch. I mean, there's a long list of benefits that our patrons get, and we're always looking to add more and more bonus content for them, because yeah, they're the ones covering all of the podcasting fees for our show. So thank you all so much for that. Reminder that we need your guys' iTunes reviews. If you enjoy the show and would like to rate and review us on iTunes, that would be a huge help, and I will be reading them on the air here. You could also tweet about the show, tell a friend about the show. Follow us on all social media at One Shot Onslaught. Follow us on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You could join our Discord at bit.ly/OneShotDiscord, and there you can get sneak peeks on episodes, hang out with the cast of the show, talk about the show, talk about just anything that's going on, talk about D&D, tabletop gaming, catch some Pokemon, talk about video games, movies, anything. We're always looking to add more to our Discord family, and it's an awesome place to hang out daily. Quick update on the new show, Halfway to Heroes. It looks like we should be launching that next week as of this episode going out. So the April 15th we're hoping to get that show started. So go follow that show and all of its social media at Halfway to Heroes, and look for its debut next week. It's going to be just a short prologue episode followed by some character interviews, and then the official first episode will be the following week. It's going to be my first ever homebrew campaign I did, and I'm really excited for it. We've got 4 episodes recorded so far, and all the guys are doing amazing, and I'm loving how it's going so far. So definitely go check that out. And then, last but not least, look for the finale of this module next Monday. I think that's all I got for you. So again, thank you for listening, and I will see you then.
Before you guys all leave, you get advantage if you get back first. So I'm gonna pee out I'm gonna turn off my window and pee out the window.
Hey, boys.
Where is he?
Dustin, come look at this game.
No, where is he?
Come here.
Where is he?
Come here, Dustin.
You tell me where is he?
Come here. Dustin.
Where is he?
Smell like farts over here.
I don't want to come over there then.
While I'm rolling this, will everybody go ahead and make sure that their recording's still going?
Baba booey, baba booey. Yep, it's recording.
Baba booey, baba booey.
Baba booey, baba booey, baba booey, baba.
How does this happen?
We just went straight 50s all of a sudden.
You got me rocking and a rolling, rocking and a reeling, Baba Ran,
Bob.
My DM's a fucking dick. Like to smack fucking shit at him. He's always trying to kill one of us. He's always failing, 'cause we're OP as fuck. My DM's a fucking dick. 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 Like to smack fucking shit out of him. He's always trying to kill one of us. He's always failing, 'cause we're OP as fuck.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinear.
Come all ye sailors and scallywags, and join the crew of Flintlocks and Fireballs, a D&D podcast following a band of privateers sailing the seas of Napoleonic Calcinia. Catch us at flintlocksandfireballs.com every Tuesday at 7 p.m. GMT, or on Podbean, iTunes, YouTube, and more. You can also follow us on Facebook at Flintlocks and Fireballs, or Twitter on @FlintlocksDND. Fair seas and natural 20s.
No kraken, storm, or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Previously on One Shot Onslaught. I need you all to escort a group of pilgrims up to Huffduff. You see a pale arm and hand extend, and you see these lifeless, delicate
Fireball it.
fingers clutching a small black disc. I think a shade stalks this very town.
I was supposed to ask you something, but I forgot.
What would kill someone and make them not be able to do spells on them, make them super cold?
The bard actually approaches the table and he pulls out this paper rose and tucks it behind her ear. So, anybody in the town caught your all's eye yet?
Yeah, so we're holding down, both hands down, like crucifix position with our tails, and Sean Snow's gonna come over and question him.
What do you want? Do you want me to not see her anymore? What do you want?
Look, I'm not working with her family. We're trying to figure out why she's dead or lifeless. Are you a shade?
I gotta get out of town. I gotta leave. If I don't, either her family's gonna think I killed her, or whoever killed her is gonna come and kill me. I can take you to the bodies. An orcish woman has kept me alive.
I don't know if I should trust the bard, because the bard was the one putting the paper flowers in people's hair, or if I can trust the shade, because I don't know fucking shit about shades.
I say, come on, let's go to the cathedral.
Hey, where's this bard at? We need to take him with us too.
He was in the
I'm
Mother's
gonna question him. I'm gonna
Tavern.
question him.
Mother's Bounty. The Mother's Bounty. I keep
I'm
calling
gonna
it the
go to
Mother's
the
Bounty.
Mother's Bounty and question him.
That's where I'm going.
As you guys are heading towards the town, you guys get into like kind of the main area of the town, and you see a mob of people outside. Even though it's like late at night right now, and you see people crowding the streets, and you kind of catch these glimpses of people talking about these missing girls, these 3 missing girls. And you do see the bard in the middle of this mob that's kind of gathering. And as soon as this mob sees the shade, you see them all like crowding the streets. And you see a couple of them with like torches, and you see these people gathering on all sides of the street. They're not like impeding your path or anything, but they're lining the streets. And some of them have torches. Some of them have pitchforks from their long day at the farms and the harvest. And as soon as they see the shade with you 4, they start yelling, "I bet it was the shade! Kill the shade!" And you see like a rock come flying, and it hits Rigel in the head. And he's like trying to block his head as he's following you 4 in like a goose V. And he's like in the middle of the V.
I'm going to walk up to the bard. Does he have long hair or short hair?
Long hair.
I'm going to drag his ass by his long hair to the monastery.
You can definitely make out the bard, Flask, and you see him out of the crowd, and he's also carrying a torch. So as you 4 are walking with the shade, it's not like they're like impeding your travel to the monastery. They're like lining the streets. But yeah, so Ted walks up and grabs the hair of this bard and starts dragging him with you all to the monastery. And you guys get to the monastery gates and walk through, and then you guys see that the monastery double doors are actually closed at the moment, with these 5 guards, mercenaries of Chantia, and they look you all over, and then they unbar the gate and they swing it open and let you 5 or 6 pass, 6 counting the shade and what's his face, the bard, yeah, and they let you 6 in. And as soon as you guys enter into the monastery, the doors behind you slam shut, and you hear it be barred from the other side. And the dimly lit sanctuary is a vision straight out of a nightmare. You hear groaning, broken bodies, and you see dozens of pilgrims covering the floor. Blood covers the entire monastery, and you see a handful of monks that are just dead-eyed, pacing the sanctuary, and they've got these big, gruesome-looking cudgels, and they're just dealing these killing blows to these pilgrims that are still alive. and atop the dais is the still breathing figure of the High Harvest Master, surrounded by 3 figures: the abbess, the barmaid, and the orc. And as the doors close behind you with a heavy thud, you hear the abbess say, "Well, you're either very clever or very foolish. Either way, you're too late. We'll be gone from here before the sun rises." The monks pacing the halls that have been dealing these killing blows all turn towards the group of you all, and they emit this chorus of this croaking, grasping, raspy laugh. Their mouths elongate and they reveal these fangs, blood covering their mouths and their necks, and only the fangs are gleaming white. Polera, the barmaid, cries out in this exalted laugh, and then she starts to shudder. And then that orc that you saw at Cotter's Trade Goods that poked her head through, she's there too, and she starts to shudder. And then Anastasia, the abbess, starts to shudder. And you see this blood start pouring from these open slits in their necks as they open up, and these tiny bat wings grow out of their throats, and with a tearing, smacking sound, the heads separate from the bodies. And as they fly up for a moment and the bodies drop to the floor, you see the internal organs and chest cavities of these women and the spine still attached to these heads. And you see these tendrils flying out from the spinal cords. And at that moment, the heads take flight and they start laughing maniacally as they swoop towards you. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
I thought you said this is a winter episode, not a very, very spooky Halloween episode.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna have to, probably on the second half of this episode, I'm probably gonna have to give a content warning because it was fucked up.
I got 14.
I didn't see any winter yet.
That was more fucked up than what I could even come up with as an evil character. So
we're
is
fighting
it
vampires?
Are the 3 women is it
they're just
their body?
No, it's just their heads flying with bat wings with the spinal cords and organs and tendrils.
All right, so their bodies aren't a separate thing.
Their bodies just fell and hit the ground. Yeah.
I think someone should blow a hole through the wall so the sunlight can get in.
Johnny, I got you, Ted, at 14. What does Death have? Probably 34? 33?
24.
Ironclaw?
What, initiative?
Initiative, yeah. These 3
12.
heads are...
12.
Lord Jon Snow?
I got a 10.
Not bad, you guys. So first up is Death. So Death just paints a scene. You've got these 3 heads with spinal cords attached to them and bat wings flying at the 6 of you. And then you've got 4 monks with these gruesome looking cudgels that are all staring towards you all on the ground.
Yeah, I was thinking a Christmas wintry episode, and this is freaking Halloween.
It's when I read this, I thought this is the grossest shit we've done yet.
I've been rewatching Supernatural. So right now,
this is some supernatural shit. Yeah.
So I can do a cantrip and a spell in the same turn, right?
I don't think so.
No. So you can either do 2 attacks with your daggers, boom boom, or you can do 1 spell.
Can you do 1 spell and 1 attack?
No.
All right. I'm gonna.
The 4 monks are a little bit spread out. They're not even within 10 feet of each other because they were all walking around cudgeling these pilgrims on the ground. The 3 heads are pretty close to each other in the air, 15-20 feet up in the air, flying towards you all. And you guys are all pretty grouped up.
I'm gonna cast a 2nd level Burning Hands at the heads.
Okay, so they're flying down at you. Go ahead and I roll for that.
So I could hit them all with a 15-foot.
Yeah, you could get them all. Yes, for sure.
So Dex 13.
I'm actually gonna roll a dice. I roll 3 of them. does a 10. Oh god, a fucking 10 and a 9.
It's 13.
And then a 17 total. So 10 total, 9 total, and 17 total. So one's gonna save. So you go and roll all of your damage.
So you just type in 46. How can you roll? Okay, 10.
10?
I don't. Yeah.
10 for the ones that failed?
Yep.
Okay. You see the orc head, the barmaid head, both, they try to fly away from the fire, but they're not quick enough, and they are like fully engulfed in this fire as it starts to burn away at them and their spinal cord. You see the abbess Anastasia, the human woman. You see her duck just to the edge of the flames as you're like tilting your burning hands up at an angle. She barely dodges out of the way, but she takes like just from the bottom of her spinal cord, takes a bit of that fire damage. Do you want to move any? Right now, you guys are all grouped up. You guys just all walked into the doors together, big double doors together. I didn't know if you wanted to reposition anywhere. There's like some pillars in the room. You've got 30 feet of movement that you can move wherever.
I'm gonna stand right in the middle of the room.
So you're gonna like walk up like by the altar where the High Harvest Master is. The High Harvest Master, I don't know if I described it well enough. Before you guys walked in, the 3 women were surrounding the High Harvest Master, and they seemed to be like siphoning off life from him. So he is the center of the room, so you'd be standing like by him. Is that cool?
Is he dead?
He is not dead, no.
Alright, I'm gonna go stand by him.
Okay, next up I've got Ted. Ted's next.
How far am I from the orc?
They're all in the air, about 15 feet up, and then about 15 feet about 15 feet away.
I'm gonna use my last fireball.
Oh, and like throw it up and explode it up.
Yep.
This is his last one.
Oh,
I thought he had
wait, no, Johnny, no, Johnny, Ted, Johnny, Ted, whoever you are, I'm talking to right now. In the interlude, you bought a wand of fireballs, man.
That's right.
That gives you either 2 level 1 fireballs a day.
Do 1 level 2.
Or 1 so either 2 8d6 fireballs a day, or 1 96 fireballs a day. Do you want to do the 96?
I'll do 2 8d6.
Okay, so you're gonna do 1 a turn, but so for this turn, you are going to pull out this wand and point at them and hurl this fireball at them, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so all 3 of them are gonna make dex saves. I'm gonna switch this dice real quick. Yes, definitely.
To the loaded dice?
Yes, I'm gonna switch to a loaded dice really quick. But I'm gonna give you those 3 failures. So go ahead and roll 3. So go ahead and roll 8d6.
Alright.
If you got that web dice roller, you can just put in 8d6 and click 1 button.
When I did it initially, it said I rolled a 1. So it's like, how do you roll a 1 with 4d6?
36.
36. Okay. Fuck. Okay, so you pull out this crooked looking wand, this charred looking ash, and as you point it at these 3 flying heads that are coming right at you all, you erupt this giant fireball that flies into the air and explodes just above where like it won't get anybody else. It explodes in the air, and the fire goes off on all 3 of these heads, and you see it like burn away all the hair on these 3 heads. All 3 of the heads are all these singed looking, their flesh is like peeling off of their faces, but they're still alive. And next up is the monks. The monks are all going to the 4 monks are actually going to approach you all and kind of like corner semicircle surround you all, and they're going to go up against one of each of you. And so they've got these big like cudgels, and they're all going to make 2 slam attacks with these cudgels against both of you. Okay, so first up, I'll do Iron Claw. Iron Claw's 2 cudgel attacks. Oh, a 24 total. So Iron Claw, one of these monks hits you. He makes 1 swipe down, and you like back up from it, and then he swipes across your body and slams into your ribs for 5 bludgeoning damage. Ted, fucking 7 doesn't. So Ted, one of them's swinging at you, and you just grab his cudgel, and you actually rip it out of his hands and throw it to the ground. So Death, one of them okay, and then I dropped it and rolled that 20. So Death, the first swing, he swings at you and you parry it with your dagger, and it slides down the length of it. But then he does like an uppercut with his cudgel, and it hits you right in the balls for 5 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch!
Lord Jon Snow, does a 12 doesn't hit Lord Snow, does it?
11.
Oh shit! Oh my god! So Lord Snow, 1 hit comes right down at your ribs for 5 bludgeoning damage, and then he quickly rears back and brings down another club all straight on your head for 10 damage with a nat 20.
So 15.
You take 15 total bludgeoning damage.
Take 10 bean damage.
Next up in the order is Iron Claw. Iron Claw's turn. So Iron Claw, you've got 4 monks surrounding you 4, and then you got the 3 heads that are flying towards you all that have not taken their turn yet, but they're swooping down on you all.
Okay. How close is everyone to me?
The monks are like, so all of your friends are right on you except for Death and 1 monk. Death is at the center, like the dais that has the High Harvest Master on it, and he's got 1 monk on him. And then your other 2 buddies, Lord Jon Snow and Ted, are both right on you, right next to the door, as well as the Shade that has his hands bound behind him, and the Bard that Ted has been dragging in by his hair, but now has been like, as all the shit's been happening, Ted's like let go of him now, and he's been like cowering, banging on the door, trying to get out.
Alright, so, we're all medium people, right?
Yeah,
Medium
everybody
size.
in this room is, except for those flying heads, are considered tiny.
I am going to do conjure animals, and I'm conjuring 8 cows, which are large, around us in a circle to block us for cover.
Okay.
Oh, he's getting the meat shields.
Meat shields activated.
What the fuck?
Okay.
That's my action.
Hey, what is Will's? Oh fuck! And what does Willis want to do?
Wait, I'm not done yet.
Oh shit!
That was my action. For my bonus action, Guardian of Nature is what I'm casting for bonus action. I'm gonna turn into a great tree, and my skin appears barky, leaves sprout from my hair, and I gain the following benefits. I gain 10 temp HP. I make con saves with advantage. Make dex and wisdom based attacks with advantage. While I'm on the ground within 15 feet of me is difficult terrain for enemies, not friendlies.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
Okay.
And I forget, like, do I get to do Claudia too?
No, to do Claudia, you have got to cast Enlarge Insect, or whatever that's called.
Okay.
Giant Insect.
But I do have my tree dude.
You do have your tree dude, which is tied to your initiative order.
He's gonna go up to the closest dude and just whip him with his whip.
Closest monk or closest flying head?
Anything that's closest to
It's
him.
a monk. There's monks surrounding guys that now, like, that you've summoned these cows, they push the monks back a little bit, but they're still surrounding the cows.
So yeah, he's gonna get a
Am
monk
I in
then.
Am I in the cow fortress?
No,
Or-
you're not. No, Death is not in the cow fortress. No, Death.
I didn't even think of that. Death's gonna just try and eat them all.
But no, Death is. That's like 20 feet away from the cows.
You can eat them afterwards.
So you just want to attack one of the monks with your... What's his name?
Willis.
Okay. Roll one of your...
Rolled. I got a 4. I don't know my stats.
It's your spellcast.
Probably not. 4 plus 8, probably, right?
That hits.
Oh,
12?
So,
that hits. Yes,
so
that hits one of these
say
monks.
it's like a thorn whip, 2d6 then?
Yes, he lashes out with his arm, which is like a wiry branch. And
7 damage.
Pulls in one of these monks with 7 damage. And you want to describe what it looks like when he kills this guy?
Man, I don't know. He tossed his whip around him and it went around his neck and he was going to pull him in, but it actually cut his head off.
Yeah, and then the cow start munching on the body. Next up is...
So wait, you just killed the Harvest Master guy?
No, one of the monks. He killed one of the 4 monks. There's 3 more monks. Next up, so Lord Jon Snow is very last. But next up is the 3 heads. And let me see what the 3 heads are going to do. They can do some fun stuff. So, one of the heads flies towards death. And, first off, everybody, after seeing this head, everybody go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw real quick for me, please.
19.
Oh, I'm good at wisdoms. 18.
18. You're
Oh,
good.
shit.
You're good, Ironclaw.
19 plus 2.
You're good, Ted. Lord Jon Snow.
17.
Damn, no one's scared of these things. You guys have been around the block for so long now that these...
I've seen some fucked up shit.
Yeah, you guys have seen some fucked up shit. You guys see these flying heads with these spinal cords attached. You guys aren't scared at all. But one of them does fly. First off, you see all 3 of them. So they've all been kind of singed from death and this fireball, but you see them all start to like grow back some of their hair. You see some of their flesh start to like piece itself back together. It looks like they're gaining some health back. And then one of them reaches out its tendrils attached to a spinal cord, and the orc head actually turns and flies towards death, and it sends out its tendrils and tries to gobble up death with a 25 total. So death.
25 damage?
No, 25 to hit. So death, as these tendrils kind of like reach out towards you, you're gonna take 14 slashing damage, and they grab you and pick you up towards them. And as they're like wrapping you up and pulling you towards it, the orc head actually also tries to bite at you for an 8 total. So even though it's like grabbing you and pulling you to it, it tries to bite at you, and you like shoulder it and just bites at the armor on your shoulder, and so you just take 14 slashing damage from the tendrils, but you are grappled. It's got you sucked up. The abbess Anastasia is going to go up to Iron Claw. Now this dice is helping me. It's going to go up to Iron Claw with a 22 total, and it grabs you up in its tendrils and it pulls you to it, and then it bites down at you. So for a total of 29 damage from the tendrils grabbing you and slicing at you, and then it biting into you. And as it bites into you, you feel this like necrotic damage start to spread across your body. And then the barmaid is going to go for Ted. And it like whips out its tendrils and just completely misses Ted. Ted ducks behind one of the cows. And the cow, it actually picks up the cow and brings it to it, and then it bites into the cow and it drains the cow instantly. You see the cow shrivel up into like nothing, just bones. And now it is Lord Jon Snow, the hero's turn.
I'm gonna use one of my luck points.
Okay.
And cast Blight on the Harvest Master, whatever his name is.
Well, the Harvest Master's not like fighting guys. He's like unconscious. They were draining the Harvest Master as you guys walked in.
Okay. So how many are left?
Save
then?
me, Snow. Save me.
So there are 3 heads, the spooky ass looking heads. One has death in its thrall, one has Ironclaw in its thrall, one has a cow in its thrall, and there are 3 monks surrounding you and Ted, and the Shade and the Bard. So there's 3 monks and 3 heads.
I'm draining. Help me.
I'm almost dead.
Where do you at, Dustin?
So I accidentally healed myself. I forget my first hit. Yeah, I forget my first hit, but I did my second hit.
So you should
Plus
have
like
taken
16 at the first hit.
You should have taken 29 damage, Dustin.
Are any of these grouped up so I can cast Cone of Cold without?
A Cone of Cold is so fucking big that you could hit like everybody in the room, including.
I don't want to hit anybody else, right?
You could miss Ted because Ted's next to you, but if you hit everybody, Death and Ironclaw are wrapped up in these tendrils that these flying heads are. They're actually like up in the air, being nommed on by these flying heads. So if you wanted to hit those 2 flying heads, you would have to hit Ironclaw and Death also. But you could hit you could hit all 3 flying heads and the 3 monks with 1 Cone of Cold, because Cone of Cold is like a 60-foot cone and it's insane.
How much health do you guys have?
38.
I'm not doing that.
But to die, Justin would have to take like 90 damage to die.
Oh well.
I don't want to go to sleep for a while.
Full health.
What about Wall of Fire?
So right now you guys are you and Ted are both on the ground behind a wall of cows and behind...
I'm just gonna set the cows on fire.
I like my meat medium rare.
You could protect if you did Wall of Fire, you could protect you and Ted from the monks.
Right.
And how high is a Wall of Fire? You might be able to protect yourselves from the flying heads also.
20 feet high.
Oh yeah, you'd be able to protect yourselves from the flying heads also, and it would actually hit the flying heads also.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Let's do that.
So you conjure up this wall of fire right on the cows.
Yep.
Oh damn, that's gonna taste so fucking good in a couple rounds. You conjure up this 20-foot high wall of fire surrounding you, Ted, the Shade, and the Bard. And as this wall of fire spreads and grows higher and higher, will you read Wall of Fire to me real quick? Because I think...
You create a wall of fire on a solid surface within range. You can make the wall up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. Or a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. The wall is opaque and lasts for the duration. When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 5d8 fire damage, or half as much damage on a successful save. One side of the wall, selected by you when you cast the spell, deals 5d8 fire damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side, or inside a wall. A creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time, or a turn ends, or it ends its turn there. The other side of the wall deals no damage.
So as you conjure up this massive wall of fire that's kind of surrounding you and Ted and the Shade and the Bard, it circles you around. You see the monks. Go ahead and roll. What was it? 5d10 of damage? 5d8? Something like that?
5d8.
Go ahead and roll that damage. Unless you roll very poorly, I don't think these monks are going to be around much longer.
20.
You see, as soon as you conjure up that wall, you see the 3 remaining monks. Their robes start to catch fire, and you see them go from this look of just jubilation and just like exhaustion at like beginning to feed on you all, to this look of panic and fear as their robes catch fire, and then their bodies catch fire, and they actually turn and start running away, but their robes like burn them down, and you see all three of them hit the ground crying out. And then you see Death and Ironclaw go ahead and roll dex saves with disadvantage.
So what's that? That's two 20s?
What?
No, I'm asking with disadvantage. What is it again?
I thought you meant you rolled 2 nat 20s in a row.
Oh.
You said dex save. I actually have advantage. Should I roll normal or what?
Roll normal.
Oh,
So I get to choose the 2, right?
No, with disadvantage you take the lowest.
Oh, that's great. I rolled a 19 and a 4, so I got to take the fucking 4.
Yeah, so...
I got 7 total.
Okay, so you guys are both grappled up by these tendrils, these floating heads. Death, you're actually only going to take 10 damage because it's fire damage and you're resistant to fire damage. Ironclaw, you're going to take a full 20 fire damage from this big firewall since this head's like holding you up against it. But at that moment, the 2 heads holding you guys burn away and just drop to the floor. And all that's left is the bar maiden's head.
It's my turn?
Yeah, we're up to Death's turn. So Death, the head that was just holding you drop, and you hit the floor and you're prone. So you spend like half your movement and you stand up. So the scene is just you see this big wall of fire. It's you stand to your feet and you just see the bar maiden's head flying above you all, and she looks panicked. She looks scared at this moment.
So I'm gonna take the other 2 heads that fell on the ground and I'm gonna kick them like soccer balls real quick. And then at her, yeah, I'm gonna kick them at her. I'm pretty skilled in the old football, but anyway, I am going to throw my dagger of venom at her face.
All right. I'll either give you this. Either you kicking both heads at her or throw the dagger. Because throwing the dagger would be like an attack, like an action, a full action. Or you quickly kicking both heads at her would be your action. I'll give you one or the other.
What would the kick in the heads be? Would that be an unarmed strike?
It would be improvised weapon attack, which is... It would be...
It's a +6 to hit?
It would be you rolling a attack roll that you're not proficient in, and then it would be a d6 plus... I'm actually Googling it right now. It would actually be
GTS.
For damage... for damage, it would be a 2d4s. For both, like...
Nah, I'm not chancing it. I'm not that good at football. I'm gonna throw the dagger of venom.
Okay, so for that, you actually make a straight up attack roll.
I said dagger of venom, but I actually meant to say a Skull Daddy dagger.
Skull Daddy dagger, yeah.
What's the dagger of venom? I've never heard of that one.
That's what it's like technically, but we adapted the name.
Skull Daddy.
Skull Daddy.
19.
No, you got it no matter what.
So I take my Skull Daddy dagger. I take my can of skull and I go... I shake it, put it in my mouth, and I throw that dagger and hit her right in the eyeball.
And as soon as it pierces in, she rolled a 13 total for her con save against the poison. Does that save or no?
What's the con? Does that hit DC?
Click on the dagger. Hold on, wait a second. 15. She's got to be 15. A 15, yeah. So she's going to take the dagger damage plus the 2d10.
Alright, so 4d6. 17 plus the 2d10. 29 damage.
That's fucking stupid. So the dagger pierces straight between her eyes, and as it sticks into her skull, she hovers for a few more moments with her bat wings, and she starts to like slowly drift to the floor, slowly just going down further and further as this poison's like taking over her head. And then she hits the ground.
And then I kick it.
And then you kick it. And at that moment, the wall of fire dies away as Lord Jon Snow stops concentrating on it. And you guys have now cleared out this monastery, and it's kind of a gruesome scene. There's just bodies strewn all about. And you go up to the body of the abbess, Anastasia, and you're kind of searching her pockets, and you do find that deck of illusions that she promised you. And then you all head back to the Adventurers Guild, to Raven's Point. I mean, you all have done your mission. You collect your reward from Benny, and this gold is little consolation for the horrors that you just witnessed. And for some time, you all kind of think back on if you could have learned more. It's just, you're thinking about it, and it's just Vincent just was a mercenary who fell in love with the wrong woman, Lyra Truesilver, who was a poor match, but love couldn't be denied. And the Truesilvers denied any of the details, of course, after the fact, only willing to admit that their daughter died in an accident at the monastery. And the bard, Flask, thought he found a lifestyle that was too good to be true, and it was. The creature posing as the barmaid brought willing worshippers of Chantia to his bed, only to kill them later when the women were with child from him. It was the one thing the victims all had in common. All three of them were with child. The horror of these creatures would do to such a thing was almost too hard to bear, too much to bear.
And then Rigel, the Shade, was just this patsy.
This monster posing as an orc woman, Pumfra, had kept him fed in the forest as an escape plan. He was only allowed to live as a convenient excuse for the three of the coven. And your party almost walked straight into the plan and almost killed him. But pocketing the reward, you exit the Adventurers Guild a little bit richer,
but changed forever after witnessing the horrors that you all did.
Hello everyone, it's your Dungeon Master Adam Deweese here, and first off let me say thank you all so much for listening. I'm going to start off again by giving a quick shout out to all of our patrons: Dragonbait, Danny M, Brittany Ballestero, Jeremy Fair, Matthew G, Not Ironclaw, Brittany D, Thess, Danny T, and the Nerd Asylum. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. We really do appreciate each and every last one of you. So one of our perks for our patrons is that they get to name NPCs in our one-shots that we run. And in this one, we had quite a few. We had Anastasia was named by Dragonbait. Flask the Bard was named by Jeremy. Vincent the Mercenary and Rigel the Shade were both named by Sash. So if you want to name some of our NPCs, you can head on over to patreon.com/oneshot-onslaught, and there you can help support the show, get a bunch of cool perks and benefits and bonus content from there. And also, every single dollar we get goes right back into the show, upgrading equipment cost and hosting fees and things like that. So, thank you all so much to our current patrons, and yeah, if you're thinking about it, you can start for as low as $1 a month and get a bunch of cool stuff. Remember to keep those iTunes reviews coming in. We will be reading them on the air here the next couple we get. And also to follow us on all social media at One Shot Onslaught. And then last but not least, the last thing I'm going to plug for today is that our new show, Halfway to Heroes, is up on nearly every feed. It should be everywhere now. Right now, as of this going out, it should just have the prologue and maybe one interview up or character intro. We're going to be releasing the character intros throughout this week, and then next week is our official launch. One day coming up, I'm going to release the prologue episode and the promo for that show on this feed, and then I'm also going to next week release the pilot episode, the first episode, on this feed as well. Speaking of releasing that episode on the feed, it may actually be on Monday, and it may actually take place of One Shot Onslaught episode. And that is because we have had some technical difficulties with, we've got a couple episodes recorded, 2 different sessions, and both of them had, one of them took a while for Dustin to find his audio file for, and then on one of them, we're having some audio issues with one of our mics. So I really didn't have time to edit either of them because they were both delayed. So we may have to take a week off next week for the show. We will see how the editing goes this week. But yeah, so definitely go follow our new show, though, Halfway to Heroes. We, like I said, we're everywhere, and we think you're really going to like it. But all right, I told myself I was going to try to keep this one a little bit shorter than normal. So have a good day, have a good week, and thank you all so much for listening. Seriously, it means a lot to us. Bye, guys.
Hey, listeners. My name is Dave Cole, and I'm the Dungeon Master and host of a Dungeons & Dragons podcast called...
Wait, Dave, say no more. They'll be enchanted by one of my songs, and then they'll be hooked.
No, they want to hear about how we slay great beasts.
No, they want to hear about magic and sorcery and spellcasting.
They will listen for the story, the rich history, the lore.
Or we can just roll the dice and let fate decide.
You're right. If you haven't listened to the Four Orbs yet, find us at www.foororbs.org or whatever podcast app you use.
Like I want to be full of just red meat steak and just die on a crapper.
Keep this in the podcast.
Yeah, that'll be the outtake at the end.
Hemina.
Oh, dude, Justin, I bet you're so happy Johnny moved to California.
I'm so glad. I can't smell him from California.
Not
I don't
yet.
know. I sometimes smell them.
I'm going to fart in the jar and label it as California beach air.
And send it to Justin.
Send it to Justin.
Send it to Justin.